and Supikun. If we have time at the end of this ISM, and I think we will, then I will be open to any further questioning. There has been some stuff in general chat, but if you have any further questions, concerns, I am totally open, and you can ask them. Okay.
Hey,
Coffee.
Damn.
Okay, so just to be clear, also this is the ISM for June 27th, 2020. God is taking minutes. Intents is AP Echo. God's myself, HVT Castle, Tom Pears, Vicky, Volp, and Yoshi. All right, let's go. First up, again, we're doing a different order. We'll just redo the order later for next. So we're going to start with section 7. This should be labeled with Frosty's name. Frosty Creeper is proposing the renumbering of B1903.
I really don't see a problem with that.
I don't see why there would be an issue. He's just renumbering it, so
it's renumbering. Who cares?
And it actually seems like it's correcting the number. I'll go ahead and actually update that on the road document.
Question: does it fit with the wording, the word stuff? Because that's the only thing I can think of.
I believe the reason he's renumbering it is so it fits with the word. So.
It's
it would be a major oversight if it didn't actually.
Yeah, it's being renumbered to the proper word.
Because that's my thing. I got the red list because that's my thing.
It's just being renumbered to 3. I don't think 7903 is taken, so I think it's fine.
Yeah, this is fine.
Approved.
Anyway, Mr. Asberg.
7B. Ox is asking for inactive town bypasses through 2 southern stations, SW24 and SW18.
Probably be in game, shouldn't
I? I'm at SW24.
And I'm at 18.
Looks like at 18. 18.
What's this town?
There's a lot more here than shown on Dime Map, which is worrying.
That means the mayor's probably being active.
Which one?
Username in the doc is incorrect. I believe it's just dub17, no underscore. They've been inactive for 3 months, 9 days.
Ken Rose 5 is the other one.
It's been offline for even 4 days.
Yeah, I assume it was just never rendered on Dynmap when whoever built this built it.
Last online 113 days ago. So, last built 113 days ago.
Yeah, I mean, he's been offline for 3 months. It's an inactive town bypass.
I think it's fine.
It'd be going underground, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
All right, that's no.
Okay. Yeah.
I think we can assume so, especially when it goes next to the MRT station. So.
Yeah.
You'd hope so, at least.
On the line, on the key. Never mind. Okay. Not like how MCR did it. Anyway. Okay.
All good.
Okay, looks like we're gonna approve this. So approved.
Okay. Congrats, Uriel.
Oh God.
7C. Oh, this might be interesting. It's a B road from Titsansaki to Atia Islands.
Oh yeah, that's
I did in my initial reply, in my email reply to Frog, I did say, maybe you should connect to the nearest islands first instead of going all the way around like that.
Or even just like a freaking dash.
I agree with that. It seems a bit.
Yeah, honestly.
It seems like it's easier. It seems like it's chosen this way specifically just to have it along the axis to make it easy to world edit, which isn't the greatest way of planning it.
What did you say, Gods?
I'm not massively against because it's not like a bridge; it's a tunnel.
Oh,
and also, do we know who that middle island is from? It could be
the middle island is Silver Bubble.
Silver Bubble.
So it's probably that he just hasn't got permission from.
Well, Silver Bubble's been offline for a while, so you would have to IAT it anyway.
That's fair.
Which it could have been included as I don't know.
Bypassed.
Yeah.
I just want to see the.
We've got other underwater roads. So
that's true.
Do we? Where?
The A7 east of Vermilion's definitely underground. Underwater.
Part of the A92 is underwater as well between Nipia and PMW.
I'm just going to say this again. I would. My preference is to try to make those underground portions or underwater portions as short as possible.
Like, to be fair, those two sections you mentioned aren't like pretty long. This one is, I believe, take a look. It is quite a farther distance. This one's about 2,000 blocks.
It'd be so much easier to do a car ferry.
Yeah, this one's about 2,000 blocks.
Yeah, I don't see why they've.
Yeah.
You could just have a ferry. It's not.
Yeah, I'm curious though. If you would a ferry, I guess with the highway you'd get the ability to take buses. Although in theory, I guess it could also open the question of why don't have ferries that have bus capacity.
We ruled on this a while ago. I think
We denied it.
Yeah, we denied just because we didn't want to have to like make it complicated and have to basically check if does this technically have this and this and whatever.
That might be why they want this though, because it does allow for bus, and it doesn't.
You'd still be able to do a bus. You'd just have to transfer on land, I guess.
Yeah, just and then take the ferry to the town, whatever it's called.
And I guess we have made the argument in the past that if you chose an island, I think you should, be expecting not to get a road to it if you chose out in the middle of the ocean.
Yeah, I don't think we've ever had building roads to their islands in the middle of the ocean before.
There's also one other thing. The proposal does list it isn't just a road proposal either. It seems to be rail as well.
Let's see, train tracks in the middle of the highway.
I think I can understand the rail, but the road I think is the one more like about.
It's technically both, I guess.
Well, we need to make a decision. I'm in the position that they can build a tunnel, but it needs to go. I think it should go through Silver Bubbles Island, or at least
should we
be more direct.
Should we ask them? I mean, we can defer it to the GSM in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
To repropose.
Yeah.
To be clear, Frog never responded to my email, so we don't know what they think about that. But
okay.
And also, they also don't specify. I just realized they also think that they have all permissions, but they clearly don't have Silver Bubble's permission for the island below.
Yeah, what I mean is they should ask a inactive bypass, and I would be fine with that.
But, yeah, I mean, if they don't have permissions, we should be deferring it regardless.
Oh yeah, I don't think they actually have permissions.
Yeah,
and that goes within the something like 300 or 500 that island.
Okay. So is anyone against deferring it?
Nope.
I can't imagine they'll be particularly happy about it, but I suppose Silver Bubble is active on Discord, so he can be reached out.
Yeah.
Or they could just inactive bypass it if they can't contact them.
I would actually just say don't defer it, just get them to repropose it with a new.
Okay, so deny.
Deny.
Yep. Deny, repropose.
7D.
Stormhold
7B.
So the map kind of doesn't actually show, just to clear, by the way.
Didn't someone take over Stormhold Bay?
Nope.
Volp,
okay.
Volp is the deputy mayor, apparently. So.
Yeah.
A while ago, I did just talk to Frozen a few months back, I think, at minimum, just about transit connections in the area because there were a few people requesting it, and he just said, he just basically said, if you want to handle that, go ahead. I'd show you the DM, but it appears he's deleted his account for some freaking reason. But I guess as a deputy, I am approving this.
Okay. You have to take over the town.
You should IAT the. I mean,
yeah. You can't actually approve anything as deputy.
Officially.
But if you just deputy.
I mean, if Frozen is giving him the okay to do it, I don't.
Yeah,
see
I mean, he did say that I could handle transit connections to the town.
I mean, but we have no evidence of that, and if it was anyone other than a staff member, we would probably require them to transfer.
That's
so I think we should do that.
Yeah.
Anyways, this
deny
is an
this?
inactive bypass request, and Frozen is inactive. Is he inactive?
He's
Yes,
very
he is.
inactive.
Well, yeah, he came on a couple months ago, though, so I was
2 months, 10 days, 10 hours, and not for
Okay.
long, I don't think. So, I approve, I guess.
I'm I'd say
this
move
is
towards
fine.
approve.
Okay. Volp, will you be making the IAT for Stomo just to clear anything up for later?
Yeah, I
Or the
probably
TMS?
will.
Okay.
But all I have to do is email you and then just...
Yeah, just use the, I think Chief
No.
calls it the TMS process.
We'll look at it. No, we're not doing the TMS process. That's not a thing.
That's
No.
not a phrase that anyone uses.
That's not a phrase. That's not no.
Town mayoral succession.
That's
Nope.
not what it stands
Like-
for.
So I
Blame
just,
Chief.
I don't know, go in with
We
a
don't
fucking
need
iron
more
militia in charge of
confusing
town hall.
acronyms.
I agreed.
Blame Chief.
Yep.
On to
It's in the rules.
8A.
Let's move on.
Okay.
8A. So Cody
Love
wants to
this
do the
one.
Amazing Glitch 2. I will start off by saying that there has been some concerns brought up by staff and members about how the first Amazing Glitch went, though it's all anecdotal evidence anecdotal stuff so far. So I'm not. The question is whether that will affect us approving this.
There's some comments.
And spirit experience. Yeah, the comments.
Keep in mind the members can't see the comments.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
we
That's
have to
true.
do those.
Go and read them right now. See
He
those
held a poll. I believe no one responded positively.
No, there's. I believe there's two
participating.
people right now.
Oh, I haven't seen it since. All right.
Poll. I think the poll had the poll doesn't have anyone. The poll I think is 0 to 8. 0
Oh, I
people said
see.
yes. But I think there's 2 people who applied.
My
Okay.
opinion is that he isn't asking for much, and maybe we can give him a second chance, and whoever has knowledge of how the last one went, sort of just have a chat with him and say, this is what we weren't necessarily happy with. Could you work on this?
I actually have a question. Did we talk to him about this before, like right after the first one happened, or did that never? Did that conversation never happen, or?
I don't think the conversation ever happened.
Okay. Cody is in game, so I don't know if he'd like to respond.
Is Cody
directly, or I don't know if he's
in the chat?
Yeah, he's playing. He's responding to people in the game itself.
See, I know.
I'm not sure if he's in the.
Okay.
I don't think you need to pay people to visit their town for the $25 either.
Yeah, I didn't agree with that because, like, if he
Yeah.
chooses to visit Segville, I don't think I deserve $25.
Also, didn't we determine that
Yeah.
you can basically, for game shows, go to
Yeah.
anyone's town?
He says
We
he's
did,
looking for sponsors for that. Does that mean he's not asking us?
Oh.
for
I don't
that?
know. Okay, Cody's here. He gets by the
It
way.
does.
Okay.
The sponsor thing also seems to mention though that they will be making changes to the town. Like he
Oh,
describes
so
it
he's,
as
he's
very-
basically allowing people to sponsor it and have a higher chance of their town appearing in the game.
I don't think that's what he's asking at all. I'm just
No.
saying I think
Oh.
they might
Wait,
make changes
No, it
to the
says
town.
in regard.
So
I'm
it's-
referring to the second to last sentence. In regards to sponsorships, we're looking for sponsors to pay $25 to each town's visited mayor.
wait, no, never mind. I was thinking of a different
Cody is
thing.
requesting permission to speak.
I can grant that. Hold on. Okay, Cody. Actually, Cody, I'll just preface to catch you up. We have concerns about how the first Amazing Glitch went. Apparently, we as staff did not have a conversation to you about it, but we're hearing both from staff and members that it wasn't really run very well. So there's that, and then also whole $25 thing, guys. What's that about? Sorry.
I think that's just for like, I think I can. Basically saying he's going to ask people to sponsor, and the sponsorship money is going to go to paying people whose town are visited, which we basically we wouldn't pay anything out of. It's just a note that I'm getting sponsored for this. So I think that's his own thing.
Yeah, I don't think that's
Okay, so we don't have
okay.
to worry about it.
Yeah, that's just a note. Yeah.
Cody, do you have any any response to that? Like
So for the first amazing glitch, it was not like it was planned, but then the way we had planned it, I was relying on Talon to do certain things, and he had a family emergency that came up last minute. And so 30 minutes before the event took place, he had to drop out of co-hosting it.
Okay.
So that's specifically with that. In regards to sponsorships, that was the thing is not to deal with. I know there was concerns that it might influence what towns were picked. The towns have already been picked, and they've been picked for 3 months by now. We the point is that we want to use sponsorships to pay towns that are visited in the race for any, like, just for letting us be there. And so that's not really guaranteed that that would happen. Yeah.
Going back on the first thing, Cody, did you hear any feedback from others, like how they thought the amazing glitch went?
I know Yoshi had messaged me being like, "How do you think it went?" And I was like, "I think it was all right, but it definitely could be a lot better." And so a lot of the concerns that were brought up last time, we found ways to fix that, but any feedback is welcome.
All right.
I'd be in favor of giving him another chance.
Yeah, I would.
It's not a lot of money.
That much money, so
Yeah, I would say
fine
it
with
would. I would say we'd obviously, like any other fund, we do have the possibility of pulling at the end. It's just the main concerns I remember from last time were there were some, I think, rules that were unclear to some people at the start, because I remember there was the it seemed like there were some rules like made up on like the spot rather than made clarified at the beginning. Like an example would be if you cheated, you got like if you cheated, you got like a certain place. That was kind of like made like while the first leg was going on. So I know some people were unclear about that.
To be fair though, it was the first inaugural season, so I'd imagine that any issues would be probably better ironed out for the second one, as there's been practice and whatnot.
I guess what we're trying to make sure that feedback is getting to Cody, because it seemed like it wasn't really. Maybe a lot of the arguments weren't communicated to Cody, or people didn't decide not to give the feedback. So I just want to make sure that it is being communicated and Cody does have a chance to improve the event, right?
Yeah, I would basically I know kind of from what I've heard, it's just I would ensure try to be a little more transparent on what the rules are at the beginning, just so people it kind of is sprung on people, while in the middle, and it is. I think because Talon was gone, I know you might have been a little overwhelmed because there was a lot of people and moving parts. So I guess making sure, if you need like help with it, I guess making sure you get that help from your co-host or whoever it is if possible.
Or ask Yoshi, because Yoshi helps out, right? I don't know.
You should help out with your competitor to the Amazing Race. Yes, it'll.
Also, Cody, for your information, Kitty's also has criticism of or concern that it just went way too long. 12 legs in one day. If everyone got bored and half the people gave up, so that's Kitty's opinion there. So
yeah, just like for transparency's sake, we're only doing 8 legs, and so we've already timed it, and that should be, depending on how many players there are, around 2 hours.
2 hours seems reasonable.
Okay.
Yeah, that's about right for an event.
So if there's no more feedback, I think we should move on. I think we can say, yep, let's get the
okay.
So Cody, give it another try. So approved. Moving on to 8B, Survivor 4 by Adult Disneyland.
As CC said, they've been good so far, and it's the same amount of money. I would be in favor.
Yeah, I agree.
I agree.
He's held it quite very well so far. So.
Okay.
Okay, everyone seems to be in agreement.
Approved.
Assassins. I'm actually really interested about this one.
Yeah.
It looks really fun. And
I
I know
have high hopes for how this goes.
I'll
know
be giving it a
Yoshi and Gods. I know Yoshi and Gods are helping out directly with it.
I won't be able to
Wipeout is
participate, but this seems
Wipeout's
like a really
Yeah, basically it seems pretty good. It seems like there's a lot of planning going on into it. He has the Discord. It's going decently well. Whether or not the format works, that's up to testing. But otherwise, from what I've seen, it's off to a decent start right now. Though,
I approve. Good luck, Wipeout. It could be actually quite fun. I think I'll continue to watch.
Yeah. Approved.
Okay, approved. Okay. We do have a lot of events ongoing, just so you guys know. So
be a busy
just
month.
make sure. Yeah, it's
It's
good.
anniversary time.
Yeah. If there's any time, it's good to have a busy anniversary. Lots of things going on, lots of entertainment.
And then we have one IAT.
Okay, one IAT.
I think we've sort of said off air that Amber is active in Discord, so maybe Kyle should try to contact her there.
Yeah, Kyle's not here, so we can't. He hasn't specified whether he's tried to contact her or not. So,
Amber.
Go
Also,
ahead.
speaking it strictly in terms of the timer, it says Amber Pine's only been off for a month.
Yeah, but if you see in Kyle's message, she's been on and off, so she hasn't really been active. She's just been like, come on once every few months.
She has stated that she's not going to be active. She's intended not going to be active soon. So, yeah, I
think it's fair to transfer then.
I mean, my one that's brought up in the comments in Gods and CC discussing it, that he's essentially requesting to build a rail line to the middle of nowhere.
Because it's just to the station rather than to the settlement there. But I don't
think there is a settlement there.
For which one? Sorry.
There is one just south of ZM36, but he's wanting to take it just to the station. I think it's for easy access for people.
Oh, I see. Yeah, I see the
to get to his town, but that's not really the point if you're wanting to set yourself up far away from the MRT.
I think regardless, Kyle needs to try to contact Pine himself and see if that doesn't work, then we can discuss whatever other arrangement, whether it's should that station be there,
wait,
or should it be?
Is this station for because it's with the region of Whitecliff, or is it a new station?
Different town, but
it's a new town. It's not Whitecliff.
Because if I remember correctly, there was whenever Pine was last on, she told Court that she told Court that like, oh, if anyone needs anything for the town, like you can take care of it. But I'm unsure if she actually made an email to let it actually officially go through.
I don't know. I don't think that email was ever sent.
Yeah, I think bad time. But I think the only other person that she told was possibly Heaven Angel. I'm unsure. An email might have gone through or not, but I couldn't find anything.
Regardless, an email should have been sent. You can't just say tell one staff member and hope it's gonna be official, right? So I would say, are we deferring this or are we denying this? Because I don't know if it could just get denied because
I would say deny for now, and if he doesn't have any luck contacting Amber, maybe repropose it.
Yeah.
But like my concern still stands that he's just wanting to run a line to just something in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, I think we should just deny for now.
I would also add though is if you do want to run a rail line here, just get a bypass. Oh wait, no, crap, there's a terminal there. Never mind.
What? I mean, he could he could have requested an inactive bypass, but even then we'd still be dealing with the same thing since Pine is kind of inactive, kind of not.
And he does want to put a terminal at ZN36, so.
Okay.
I don't think he even mentioned wanting to bring it to the town though. It was just to ZN36.
Okay. Hopefully, if Pine will just approve it or be okay with it, and then none of this conversation is necessary. If that's not the case, then we can have that. We can figure out whether should be allowed, or whether he needs to not put it through this town or area, I guess.
Is that it then?
There's 10.
Oh yeah, 10A and then there's 6A.
Yeah.
Okay, my bits. So following on from the GSM decision where we're pretty much saying that MRT stations had to have emergency exits, I've been contacting town mayors, but there's 3 here who are, well, in 2 cases it's inactive, and the third is pretty much 3 months inactive. So I was just going to make sure that you guys are okay with me directly modifying their stations without their explicit consent.
Yeah, that's fine.
I have a question on this. I mean, with regards to like stuff like that, where it's emergency exits, like where it's stuff internal, like to the station, don't staff have the authority to fix MRT stations?
So my general philosophy has been that if it's councillor or on ranks, I've just been doing it because they wouldn't have the rights to modify it normally. If it's mayor or above, I've made an effort to contact the mayor just to check they're okay with, in case they want to reroute it in a different fashion.
That's fair.
Okay.
So those 3 are mayor towns, but the mayors are inactive.
I'm fine with this.
Yeah, it's the benefit outweighs
It's
any
a
potential issue.
very minor thing that, helps guests out. And
Yeah.
can't contact them about it. And I'm sure they wouldn't be denying you permission to do this.
And if they come back on later, they can always, change it if they want to.
Thank you very much.
I'm at, hang on, just hold on a second. I'm at C29 here and it's already got exits.
Does it have all of them?
Both platforms, yeah.
Let me have a look.
We can deal with that after, but yeah, we can just approve that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm fine with this.
Okay, and going back now to topic 6A.
No, this doesn't. This one doesn't have both exits. It is missing one.
As I said, we can deal with it offline.
Okay, Lake Shoreline.
Me again. So yeah, we've sort of discussed the routing, and I think Frumple's pretty much said that this will be the routing the Lakeshore will take. So yeah, changing the first branch of the Zephyr north, and then carrying on west to the edge of Epsilon for now. And I've got all the permissions needed.
Guys, are you going to do the renaming and all that stuff for the existing Zephyr? Okay, I was going to do it myself to get this going, but if you want to do it, that's fine.
I'll do it.
Okay.
And yeah, just with it being a new line to check, I was planning on using light blue terracotta as the main block.
I think the arguments against extending Zephyr, because Kitty and Yoshi I know they're opposed to this, but I think we made the argument that Zephyr is going to end, if we extend Zephyr, it's going to end up so far west. And then there's also no line directly north of, say, Chalxior. So it doesn't really
to be clear,
make sense. Yes.
The counterpoint to that is that the Expo doesn't follow the Z0 axis either. It very much goes much farther north.
Here's a counter to that. It doesn't do that because there's water in the way.
Not the eastern section. The eastern section purposely goes north at the beginning.
I think it goes north. It went north at the beginning though, because the Valley line and the Plains line both, kind of did that already. They went east. East.
Yeah, there are already lines there.
And if it had continued to go east straight there from there, anyways, it would still have to bank north at Akawaliga. I'm not even going to bother with that. It still had to go further north there, anyways, because there was an ocean there, and its current bank east or bank north is nowhere compared to what the Zephyr line is doing right now, which is
if the Zephyr line were to be extended further, like to the length of the Lakeshore line here, it would be far and away longer than any of the aberrations on the Expo line or any line that's supposed to be kind of on an axis. So, I mean, I'm fine with it being Lakeshore.
Oh, that's why it's called Expo and Zephyr, because the XZ coordinates.
Yeah.
Never noticed
Yes.
that.
The main thing I would just say is if you are going to name, I do at least ask you to at least make sure all the wiki stuff is updated so that we
Yeah,
don't
I'm
have
planning on
outdated information there
going
either.
searching for all the wiki
mean,
mentions.
Chiefs wanted the Lakeshore for the longest time, so I mean.
Well, congrats, Chief.
Llama line, but you know.
Even though Chief's now starting to work on the Western extension, but we'll talk about that later.
We should propose getting rid of the Marina shuttle. They're just.
Oh, we should rebrand the Marina shuttle.
The Marina shuttle's a goddamn
let's
national treasure.
privatize the Marina shuttle.
Why did we make the Marina shuttle in the first place?
And Tom did, I think, and he did it without any permission. That's what I think.
I just, I think we're too busy setting up Gamma, so I think we're just sort of okay. If you want to build a shuttle, it's an oversight. So
I still don't. I don't.
Just before we end up filibustering for the rest of the meeting, are we saying approved?
Yeah, I said go for it.
Yeah, approved. Yeah,
approved.
Admittedly, I don't quite understand why we're so against branch lines.
They're complicated tracks out.
I'd rather not make it complicated and just make it separate lines. Much
We've
easier.
already got a complete maze of lines, especially in Gamma. So.
To be fair, go ahead, Yoshi.
I mean, I wouldn't call it a maze of lines. I mean, it's just you know what a line is. Like if it was a branch line, it's much more complicated to name and figure out where the hell it is.
I want more lines. Cover the world in lines. There will be no more towns. Only MRT stations.
Yes.
Eventually that'll happen. To be fair, this is the first time we've actually taken a portion of a line and renamed it, so I can understand why that's a bit jarring. But I don't think we should say no to that if it makes sense.
Yeah.
So.
And it's not as if there is a precedent for closing sections. See the Jungle extension last ISM.
Yeah, we got to close that station in Verdantium. Okay, let's move on to the Q&A portion. As I said at the beginning of the meeting, if you haven't heard, I am open to any discussion about any of the events this week, probably except maybe the Heaven Angel thing, resignation of Heaven Angel, because again, the details of the reasons why Heaven resigned, they're not going to. He requests not that be public, so I'm going to respect his privacy there. But regarding this ban of Supikun, there has been a discussion in general, but if you have any further questions or concerns, please do ask now. We have about half an hour to do so. I do have a hard end of this meeting at 1, so hopefully it won't go that far, but just letting you know. And I'll just say, yeah, I would like to, if you still don't understand some things about the statement, because again, I'm not going to be able to conclude everything in there. I do want people to understand why we came to that decision and all that. I know there's been some people, saying that we made some mistakes. And I'll admit, yeah, we could, there's definitely some things that we could have done better, but overall, dealing with what we had to deal with and considering the history between Supi and Lithium, I think in general we are. I still think we are quite justified in making this decision. So,
and before everyone asks, to quell any rumors happening, Heaven's resignation and Supi's ban are completely unrelated. Bad timing, admittedly, but completely unrelated.
If anything, the gears that were the start of the Supikun ban were actually in place before Heaven resigned. So it was just complete coincidental timing.
Yeah, that was a corrupt day.
It was an interesting day, yes, but we dealt with it. Okay, so again, so if you have a question or you want a chance to speak, please PM me, I guess in game or in meeting discussion. Either way, or just get my attention so I can put you on the list, and then we'll go from there. Okay, no one's PM'd me yet, so this is I mean, anything, like if you want to ask anything, even not related to those events, with no silly questions yet, though. We're not doing silly questions. Doesn't mean I don't want to deal with that. Skelly, SB, I got you on the list there. If anyone else wants to queue up here. Protocol, sure, you can. I'm happy to hear your opinion on this situation, so that's fine. What the heck? What are you asking, Kitty?
Kitty's just being a meme. Don't worry.
Protocol, if you want to share your 2 cents situation, go ahead. That is what the Q&A is for.
Well, not yet, because there are 2 other people before him.
Oh, right.
All right.
Okay, sorry.
Okay, Skelly, I'll read out your question. Skelly's asking, is Supikun appeal for his ban? Yes. I had to make the wording for the ban is very, very specific. It is not a permanent ban. It is an indefinite ban. That means that it's just a ban that has no time limit, but the player can appeal the ban after 6 months. But I can probably imagine that based on the statement that Supikun and what we've heard, I find it kind of likely that a ban appeal will be successful at this point.
Submit one.
But he does have the opportunity to submit one after 6 months.
Was a regen not considered? What do you mean a regen?
I'm not sure what Robin's referring to. I will go to SBDev's question, which is, when can we get biome changes, which is, I guess, regen. Frankly, because 1.16 just came out, and I have a feeling that we're not going to be updating any plugins or anything 1.15 related. We're just going to probably go straight to 1.16 when that's ready. Yeah, I think that's the earliest time when we can consider seeing if biome changes will work. Just so people know, essentially anytime you do a regen command or a staff do a regen command, it lags the server like crazy, and that's why we're not allowing that. Hopefully 1.16 will be better, but based on what I'm hearing, the performance is just as garbage, and you can blame Mojang for that. So
Maybe he wouldn't be in this boat if he didn't keep asking for stacks.
I mean, to be fair, I've noticed that the regen issue, I haven't seen that performance issue on any other servers, so it is possible that World Edit got their act together with that specifically in later updates.
Yeah, we don't know what the cause is. It could be World Edit, it could be Paper, it could be Minecraft, or it could be because we have old chunks, depending on which chunks you regen. I don't know. So
I guess we could always do like another beta test with the updated World Edit and Paper.
Yeah.
Robin, clarify his comment.
Okay. Conrad, I'll just quickly answer your question. Who is Craig? That's the recording bot. So I'm just testing it out. And it's a lot. I hope if it works, it'll be a lot easier for us to.
Would that be useful for everyone, or is that just you?
Just for admins, because, yeah.
No, don't pin that.
Aww.
Okay.
The name Craig.
Okay. Protocol. I'm gonna unmute you, or if you want to say it in text, that's fine too.
Hi.
You had something to say.
Yeah. Let me just put myself to push. Okay. Hi everyone. My name is Protocol. So, yeah, definitely this situation and how things have been kind of going on this week has definitely been. It's been a kind of like a roller coaster ride, and kind of, people's emotions have been kind of going all over the place between how they feel about the situation, how staff do feel about the situation. I definitely, in like how I've been feeling, it's just like it's the way staff you guys have decided to go around it, I do respect how it's kind of been going on and how it's been kind of working with you guys. There are some things I feel like you guys could have done better in certain situations, but I guess as a whole, and like I guess how I've been feeling, how the decision to kind of ban him was, I guess I feel like it was a right call. Yeah.
Proko, may I ask? And I've been kind of wanting to ask this to some people. Like, what specific do you think we could have improved on? Just
maybe it's like kind of like what I've been thinking about like a lot. But I'm gonna I need like a sec to like really get it out.
Do you need time to think about it, or type? You could type it out later.
I can type it later.
Okay.
But yeah, I feel like how like for Sapikun especially, one of the rules that I do always like remember like reading about every time I go to the website is like it's just a game and it's definitely just try to have like fun, and I feel like with Sapikun with like this whole debacle between him, Lithium, and the staff team, it's like for him it's like I feel like kind of like with I guess how I feel about like MPOs, people kind of like take things a lot too far, and it's to a point where it's like it's not even fun anymore. It's like you're just doing a lot of dumb things and kind of arguing on something that's like in a game that's hosted on a server like far away that can be like shut off at any time. I don't know. Like,
is that more of a criticism of Kasapi or us?
I mean, like I guess it's just it's more of like of him. It's just like I guess like.
People will understand that they get immersed in this because they do put hours and hours into it, and they do get attached to things they make.
It's kind of like it's how like a lot of us sometimes feel like if something like was taken basically away from us, but on like the other side, it's like you're in a way like you're like a grown ass adult, and to an extent like you kind of like have to like take it as it is. Like you gotta just accept things how it is.
So here's the thing. Like I totally get like whenever we ban, and this has happened many times on the server before, we ban a player that's been spent all this time on the server and to have that just yanked from them. I totally get that. Like that's people are going to get mad about it, like regardless. But one thing I think I just want to remind people is there was stuff going on between Supi and Lithium. A lot of this was not publicized, so sometimes it did leak out into public chat a couple times, but again, depends on who was on at the time. If you read general chat, essentially we found that there was a lot of manipulative behavior from Supi onto Lithium, and we decided that the best thing that should happen at the time is they should just not interact with each other. They should limit their contact. And with this whole Meldita thing, having Supi have a town right next to Lithium's town, we saw that as this is not going to end well. Like that's because they're going to argue about borders. Like Supi was already arguing that the road should be moved and all that sort of stuff. Like this is not going to work out well. So that's why we decided to step in. But the rest of the history is history there. So
I guess we should probably clarify. Robin said something in discussion about. Well, we can first. I guess from do you want me? I can clarify a little bit if you want, or would you?
I'll take over. Thanks, Yoshi. I'm not sure what you mean by regen, Robin. It's that's not wasn't. I don't know how that is involved.
I think you're kind of I'm not sure. You might be misinterpreting what happened, because the issue wasn't just that the town was too close. It's about like the relationship between them, kind of how it led to some like with some questions of possible harassment and stuff like that, and also it wasn't, and also there was the issue of like the road nearby, so it wasn't as easy as regenning it, because it was also who owned the area was also the big question.
Yeah. We and as I said in my statement, we did propose to Supi other arrangements where maybe even Maldita would not be owned by Lithium. We suggested maybe it should just be unowned, maybe it should be owned by someone else, and unfortunately, all of those proposals were rejected by Supi. So
when you say the punishment being one-sided, we can clarify that Lithium didn't do anything wrong. He basically just was trying to build a road, and he didn't really try to force anything about anyone. Like I can see what you say. It seems like it's one-sided, but Lithium really didn't try to do anything with malintent or try to steal anything.
Yeah.
As far as the road being built, that was an oversight on the part of the staff, because it was an A road, so we approved the routing of that road.
Yeah.
As far as error goes, it's largely down to Supi and the staff. Like the actual merger of the town wasn't clarified to us, so we kept treating it as a separate town owned by Supi, and then there was the oversight that was compounded on the fact that we hadn't updated the information.
It's not, Robin, it's not all Supi's fault, but a large part of it is on Supi. And the thing is, Supi's going to claim that he takes no fault in this, which is to be really honest, I don't understand how he can, like, that's his position, but it doesn't make any rational sense in my mind. Like, I think some people are not getting the context behind why we made a decision, so they're sort of jumping on saying, oh, it's just staff being just being assholes. But that's not, we had a very legitimate reason to separate these two people, and yeah. One thing you might notice in Supi's statements is he never addresses our argument about separating Lithium and him. We kept telling him this is why we're doing it, and he just kind of ignored it. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure why. So, okay. I may have missed some people, but thanks, Protocol and Robin, for just expressing your opinions. Is there anyone else? We got 10 minutes left. Or we can try to end the meeting early if you'd like. Yeah, Protocol, don't worry about it, because I think if I mute you, it actually server mutes you. So when it's dumb. I hate Discord.
Mumble better.
You really want to even rejoin the channel, you'll be remuted.
That probably won't work.
Protocol's muted.
I guess I could just disconnect them. That would work too. Okay, but again, any further questions? Any other further thoughts? Otherwise, I'm going to end the meeting. Going once. Going twice. All right. 15 minutes.
50 minutes.
It's not bad.
All right. Good job, team. We did it.
Wow,
we visited all the topics.
Yes.
We saved the world.
Don't forget to.
For our viewers on MBS, thanks for tuning in to our live coverage of the second ISM for June 2020. Mafia is coming up next. MBS isn't broadcasting that, but you can go watch that on MBN, Not Short 925's broadcast network. Stay tuned with us on July 18th for the GSM this month, and we'll be broadcasting events around the anniversary, so stick with MBS for that. We also have a major announcement that we're making on Anniversary Day, July 13th, so stay tuned. With that, I'm Kitty Cat 1231 from MBS News. This has been the ISM.